once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And once again, starting a little bit earlier than I scheduled. And, who knows when I'm going to start, but blessings sincerely to all of you who are able and willing to join me in the live. For all of you who tune in to me later, blessings and thank you. Sincerely, I appreciate it. And I hope you find some joy. I hope your heart finds a smile as you get these words and as we continue our lives and our day. I'm filled with inspirations and ideas again today. I'm so excited to see what might today bring again. The topic, the idea, whose life are you living? I came to that with a whole bunch of different directions. So really in the background today, Chats with Jack, Live Without Fear. We're going to have some fun. That's the intention, at least. And the reminder for us all, believe in yourself. And I know some of those of Christian faith, they may say, or the Bible wisdom may say, no, Jack, that's wrong. Don't believe in yourself. Well, here's how to overcome the paradox, right? So your head doesn't get swollen and you can still find success. Invite God to be with you. Inviting God to be with you creates the space within you for the Holy Spirit to emerge and to carry you through. That's the way to be. Because within you, between you and God, there's a higher aspect of you that's capable of far more than you might even imagine. That's the conclusion I've come to for myself as well. I believe that's true. But the future will show what the future's going to show. All we can do is be present. And if we're going to be present in the here and now, well, now what? How do we want to be? I want to be whole. I want to be empty of emptiness. I want to be full of fullness. I want to be whole with wholeness. And really, the only way to be whole with wholeness is to be with God. But don't think God is some far off place, some far off time. God will meet you where you are. That's the story. That's the glory. That's the mystery of it all. It's so perfect. The story of who you have become and who you are becoming is a perfect continuation. I mean, to be a part of history is what we are, you and me. We're a part of this day, October 27th, 2025 is what my digital screen tells me. And we are always going to be a part of October 27th, 2025. For all the records and all the data, whether anyone sees the records or cares about the data, that's a different story, but we are a part of history. And what's going on in history here in the world at this time, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So the question is, whose life are you living? Are you living out your dreams, or are you settling for the dreams of someone else? Because we all are. We're all part of our dreams and the dreams of others. I mean, every corporate executive, every shareholder of a corporation wanting to make a profit. They're wanting the advertising executives to be successful, and they want the shipping to be successful, and they want you to spend your money. And when you spend your money, you're part of someone else's dreams. When you pay your taxes, when you go to work, when you drive down the road. You're part of someone's dreams of the community and society and order. And it's just what life is and is not. Golly geez, there's so much to wonder with that. Today, part of my inspiration, I didn't put the playlist in the description, but maybe I will later. Yesterday, there was a playlist from Andy Stanley. I don't remember the topic of it, but I've been binging on his work and watched another one of his series, Investigating Jesus. And in the series Investigating Jesus, there was some discussion about righteousness, right? How righteousness is connected to identity. Anko Flavio for the contribution, for the win. Is this how you spend money? Brother, I believe you are a wonderful example of how to care for money. I'm not certain on your methods, but I know you work hard and you earn your money, but you're a generous man. And so I believe being generous and the example of generosity, blessings to you, my brother. And the same for you, Andy. Thank you. Thank you for the contribution, sincerely. Have a great day. Andy, you as well. And much love. I appreciate that. Generosity really is the best way to receive. It's the laws of the universe. It's the laws of giving. It's why the religions practice the tithing, giving the first 10% away. Give yourself away. Do it. You'll feel better in the end. And we don't know when it's going to end, when life is going to end, but you feel better when you give yourself away. Sometimes you feel empty and deprived because I keep giving and I keep giving and nobody's giving to me. Yeah, I've been there. Give anyway. Give anyway, because then you got the memory of giving and it becomes muscle memory. And so when God rewards you and you're filled with abundance, you'll just keep giving in bigger ways. Give yourself away. Really, the reason I brought up Andy Stanley, my next note, do you believe in Jesus? Do you follow Jesus? Are you an admirer or a follower? And what does that mean, right? What does it mean to be a follower? What does it mean to be a leader? I mean, if you're living your life, you're going to be leading, right? You're not going to be obeying others. You're going to be leading yourself through your life. So whose life are you living? I'm living my life, that's for sure. You're living your life. When we accept that we are living my life, you claim that right, that ownership. That ownership and that right is actually a responsibility, right? So you've got a responsibility to your life. And any responsibility is a duty. It's an obligation, right? To some regard. And any duty or obligation, you got that duty and obligation to your life. Those are really an opportunity. It's an opportunity to prove your character or diminish your character with every responsibility, every duty, every obligation. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to shine with your life. It's true. You're not done. I ain't done. None of us are done until we're done and we're taken out of the game, man. Even though life may feel a little uncomfortable, there'll be dark spots and confusion. You might feel a little lost and alone. The sanity machine. Blessings to you for your contributions. Jack is a psychopath, according to him. That's true. According to the sanity machine 33, Jack is a psychopath. And that was on October 27th, 2025. And from now on, that's part of history, right? It's been documented and recorded that the sanity machine 33 and the individual behind it actually reached into his wallet, which I appreciate, to get the attention so that you could know he thinks Jack is a psychopath. I love it when people bet against me. I used to get angry at it. I used to get frustrated. And you might still catch me getting reactive or something when someone gets real insulting towards me. But anymore, I've realized whose life I'm living. I live for God's delight, for God's will, for God's pleasure. That's why I live. And I've accepted that Jesus is my King, and I live to serve his ways the best I can. Everywhere I go, every time I'm awake. That's what I hope to be and to do, is to live for God, because it really is by God's grace that I am. Yesterday's conversations, for those who might have missed it, we had a long one. It was a 4-hour stream, but we had a variety of guests and characters. We discussed a whole ton of different topics, one of which I was trying to come back to and I was just reminded of. Here, I tell you what, because I am feeling filled with love and confidence, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. We'll drop the link, and for those who wish to join, it is now pinned to the top of the chat. There may be some, there certainly will be some filter on what is and is not coming through, because I am that I am. Thank you for seeing. I want to prove, right? I trust continuing my path. There will be undeniable evidence that shows Jack is above the Panelverse drama. And then as that evidence shows that, Jack will break out of the Panelverse drama. And I see Jack actually breaking out of the Panelverse drama into some really amazing and great things. And for those of you who've been around with me, many of you, I don't want to start the naming because there's so many of you. But to those of you who've been around for so long with me, you'll be able to say I was there when, right? When this Jack Talcott, before the world knew of Jack Talcott, you know of Jack Talcott. And it's actually going to be through you and the algorithms, of course, but through you and the algorithms and other versions of you, the greater world will learn about Jack Talcott. And holy crap, I never thought I'd want that. And I'm not really looking for that as much as changing the world, right? Changing the world is why I live. I live for change. I've been studying the sciences of personal transformation. I picked up a lot of different tricks along my way. This old dog, man, I've been paying attention. Dude, I've been paying attention and making a lot of notes and keeping track of things and learning how others in this world, like you and me, learning how they're really succeeding, finding happiness, To be honest, there's a lot of different paths and a lot of different ways you can, but give it up. There's one example to follow, right? There's really only one. Everything comes back to Jesus. That example of perfection is what we all can strive for, seek to become. I mean, that was actually his message. What Jesus was sharing with the people of his time is rejoice, repent, know God's forgiveness for yourself and celebrate. Live with faith, live with joy, live with love, for there really is no other way to be. Once you try it, you'll know. And if you think there's another way to live, absent from the way that Jesus showed, well, then you're fooling yourself, man. Don't do that. You are the only one who can fool yourself. You are the only one who can confuse you. You are the only one who can control you, not anybody else. Nobody else can tell you what you do or don't have to do. You choose. You choose when you comply. You choose when you obey. You choose when you disobey. You choose. That's the whole point of life. If you're going to be responsible for your life, you're going to accept responsibility of your life, then you accept. I've chosen. I have chosen everything I've done. I've chosen everything I've experienced. And hey, we've got a guest returning and see how it goes. Welcome back, Landry.
I own you, coward. You psychopath. I own you. You can't block me. I own you.
Is that what you think?
I own you. You're a psychopath.
What does that mean? You own me.
You block me and you're a coward. I own you. And you're going to be sealed in hell.
You realize, what do you realize? You don't, you, I don't even know how to communicate with you, Stephen. I've been trying. And all you can seem to do is play these silly games and stupid characters. And forgive me, my foolishness. I did not double check the identity. I thought it was Landry. Um, but yeah, it is embarrassing. He thinks it's funny, I guess, or he owns me. He says it's like, yeah, and this is the same character who wanted to claim he's the best co-host ever. It's like delusion upon delusion upon delusion with some of these fellows, man. Praise God. As a matter of fact, this is just perfect because, as a matter of fact, here I was just watching this series, and this is part 6 of Investigating Jesus. And he was just reminding, the really surprising part of the Jesus story is as he's hanging on the cross, he says, "Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do." Right? So I'm going to share the link. This is the playlist that I was talking about. I'm a big fan of this man, Andy Stanley. He's an author and Christian pastor, and he's an excellent communicator. So here we've got another guest here, and this looks much more healthy. Welcome, Rick. How are you today?
Hey, how are you, brother?
I'm feeling blessed. Feeling blessed. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to see you. Last time my mic wasn't working in the beginning, so it was like the rhythm wasn't there, you know?
All right.
Yeah, and I'm
Hopefully,
still, uh,
no, please go ahead.
no, I'm still figuring my way out, of how to operate all these things because I usually don't mess around here on the internet too much, except, watching you guys. And yeah.
Well, I appreciate you joining, and hopefully, I'm assuming if you're back, I wasn't too rude to you for having sound issues last time. So
No, no.
whatever.
And anytime that does happen, I work in the restaurant industry, you got to just keep moving and go with the flow. You can't stop, the cooking process.
Respect, respect. So, Rick, you coming in with any ideas, any topics you want to discuss, or just here to flow and hang out for a bit?
Right now I'm just gonna hang out and flow. I do have some topics, and I actually did forget that I'm gonna have to write these certain things down on here because when we're going through them, it's like easy to forget about it. And there's so many things going on, so I will be writing them down. I just want to get a little more comfortable, like speaking, and
Yeah, you bet.
I'll allow you to do your thing. And then if you need anything from me, just let me know. But I actually do like just listening too. So
Much love. Um, where was I
absolutely,
going? Oh, I was talking about forgiveness, right? Or following the example of Jesus. Truly, it's something that here I'm going to tell some of my story of my efforts. Right, I've said it before, but the truth is, I learned of Jesus when I was young. You know, the ideal man, and this amazing story. And I don't know if it's a real memory or a false memory, but there's a memory within me of me telling my mom, I want to be like him. She's saying, "You are, son. You are like him." And then somewhere along the way, I got turned away from church, and it wasn't a real family thing. We weren't church goers. Um, so that wasn't part of the tradition of me. And then I tried going to church a couple of times with friends, families, and I saw a bunch of alcoholics and a bunch of abusive. I remember abusive fathers and husbands and a bunch of hypocrites going to church, and so I just never really found much value in it. Um, all my life, though, I did. I tried to follow his way. I tried to be a man of honor and strong character, high morals. But I bought into the world, and I tried following Jesus, but I didn't have God in my life, and it was impossible, as you can probably imagine, right? Because to be of goodness, you must be with God. It's by God's grace that the goodness comes forth through us. And I didn't realize it. But God allowed me to learn a lot of things in this lifetime. This lifetime, I have been so blessed. I had no clue how much I'd been blessed all along the way until I had time. I had the time and opportunity to sit and reflect.
right. You need that time, and you need that stillness to be able to see clearly. And that's why I wanted to come up here and talk to you about what meditation is in my, perspective, and I'd
Please.
love to come up, I mean, like on a continual basis, and just like have a little outline, and like if you want to expand on some ideas, or if I have some ideas that you want to expand on, because it's always been a fascination of mine. And the thing about
Beautiful.
meditation, though, that I've learned though, is that it has a couple of prerequisites. Number one is that you have to have food, clothing, shelter, and a comfortable environment to be able to do that. You can't tell a homeless person go meditate, right? And then, did you have something to say on that, Jack?
I have a theory.
Okay.
While it seems illogical that when you don't have the basics that you shouldn't meditate. It's actually completely reverse. When you're at your
Well, it's not
worst,
that you shouldn't meditate, but it's just that it seems like because the basic requirements aren't there, it would be illogical to tell someone to do that.
it does, but there is a benefit towards it. Because the
Sure.
reality is, for someone to change their life, they've got to find the answers. And the best way to find the answers is through a still mind,
Right. But if he's
right?
looking for food, clothing, and shelter, his mind's not still enough to be able to do that.
I
So
know.
focused on those things, right? So that's
Yes.
just what I'm saying.
You're
Coming from
you're you're absolutely right. And I didn't mean to offer a
no,
disagreement,
no,
but
not at all. I
please,
mean, anytime you feel like you want to jump in, go ahead. Let's just dance with the words, instead of being in a fighting position to prove anything. Whatever's right is right, And even if I'm wrong, I'll look at it and I'll
no.
change it and go with it too. So
brother, this is beautiful. Okay, so we've got a point where food, shelter, immediate needs are taken care of, and
Right.
meditation is what we're interested in.
Right.
What would you suggest from there?
Well, then the meditation is basically just looking at exactly what is in a relaxed state of mind. So you have to have the yin and yang in there, the relaxation of the body, but also the intensity of the awareness. Both must be present. You can't fall asleep to it because
Right.
falling asleep would be unconscious, right? Right.
Hey, absolutely. I want to swing back to this, but do you have a YouTube channel or social media links you want
I have a
shared?
channel, but I've never made a video. I've had a channel
Okay.
since 2011, but I've never made a video or anything. I don't know. I always
All
wanted
right.
to, but I didn't want to make a video just to make a video. If I do something, I like to put my all into it. And so I might make one, coming up soon though.
All right. Respect. Um, meditation, the objective analysis is what I call it. Objective observation. I think
Right.
that might be the best way. What you were saying, being looking at the totality of the experience, the good, the bad, from a place of detachment, recognizing where you are, you're
Right.
in your body, you're safe, you've got your food, shelter, right?
Right.
It takes practice though it took practice for me to change the way I see things, to stop getting so worked up
Right.
from things I thought. And that's the purpose of meditation, right?
Right. Because there's
That's
so much
what we're
going
doing.
on there. You want stillness in it so that there's some kind of structure so you can see it clearly instead of everything just going on everywhere, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, this is generically wide open, but what else would you offer
Yeah.
regarding meditation?
Yeah, so once you find a place of stillness and you just sit there and you observe, um, I've tried this like four-step process of meditation. So basically, what you do is you spend one day meditating on the mind. Then the next day, you spend the same amount of time on the body, and then also on the emotion. Those three things, because we are mind, body, and emotion, right? So those three things, you give them each their separate time first. First, I'd say start with the body because that one's the easiest to see. You can basically you just sit and then you put your totality into it of what is the body. And so whatever comes into your mind about what is the body, let it come in through it, and you just keep your attention and your awareness on that for as long as you're interested in it, because it should be interesting. If it's not interesting and it's boring, don't do it. It's
That's
just a waste of
interesting.
time. Your totality is not there in it, And I
That's
see
an
that you have that enthusiasm, Jack. That I can see it in your smile.
Well, that's an interesting tip, and I certainly agree with it. But the key is in the mind. You must, if you can convince your mind to get curious, if you can convince your spirit to get curious
Right,
about something in
right.
meditation, it's worth it.
That's the other prerequisite I was gonna say. Yeah, you should have that enthusiasm. That's the second prerequisite I forgot to state earlier. Yes, that those two. And so, see, I want to write these things down so that even next time that we come around, we go over these again. Even if we know it, we can still refresh on it and look at it again and see where we messed up or what we got right.
Dude, I love it. I mean, breaking, not to get too analytical or nerdy,
No,
but
it's all
really
right.
that's what science and study is. It's the observation of things. You identify the patterns. And certainly, if we can find a simple way of breaking down meditation into common
Right,
patterns, easy to understand, that could be
right,
very helpful for many people.
right. And that's what I'd like to share because I have a natural love for it. So it's just, hey,
Beautiful. Well, certainly. Thank you for joining. Thank you for
You're
bringing
welcome.
something beautiful to work on. And yes, let's develop this and
Okay.
see what we can share. Value for the people. That's what we're about. So with meditation, I love that suggestion too of starting having a plan for a daily practice, and then with that plan having a variety. Starting
Right.
one day, I'm going to meditate on my mind, my
Right.
body, my
Right.
emotions. And
Right.
that way you're looking at the wholeness of you from various perspectives.
Right.
Friggin' love that, dude.
Yeah. And then on the fourth day, you do a meditation with all three of those involved. So then it becomes all inclusive. And then after you do that last one, if you can get to that point, then it's like you let go of it and you see the magic happen. It's like whenever you do the meditation, like on the mind for an hour, it's kind of like working out. You know, when you work out, initially you can keep going and going and you don't feel it. But then within like a day or two, it takes 2 or 3 days for it to grow. So this is the seed right here that's going to grow within 2 or 3 days. So you have to wait for that. So don't expect anything immediately and don't have any expectations because it'll hit you from out of the blue.
That's it,
Oh,
exactly.
sorry, my daughter's here. I have to excuse me for 1 second.
No worries, man. Thank you. This comment, meditation made me want to cry with boredom. And that's where I think Rick was saying, make sure you go into it with some enthusiasm, some interest, because otherwise, yeah, you're kind of doing it wrong. But gratitude meditations, the felt sense of gratitude, not just saying thank you for stuff, but really feeling that sense of gratitude, it is euphoric. This is it's the best way to get high. The best way to get high on life is through your mind and with that gift of gratitude. Get creative. Use your imagination to get creative for all the things and all the ways you can be grateful. Because as long as you're honest, you're entitled to feel what you want to feel. So be honest and often in a practice of meditation, right? I love that Rick brought this topic for us because someone mentioned, yes, there are many, many ways to meditate. But the reality is, and I'm glad Rick brought this up because earlier today, that was one of my thoughts is how to share the experience of meditation with others. I could do that. It's what a guided meditation is. But we're kind of doing it with the outside observational discussion of it. You know, it's all coming together. He had, I think, where we last were was he had mentioned the body meditation, and that's what I was thinking about earlier too. To I had this broken down at some point in my notes. My observations on meditation. I found that within myself, I've got two minds, which makes sense. The bicameral mind, the mind that's split into. I've got two minds, and I can pay attention to two things, but beyond two things, I cannot. I lose one. And so, meditation, the idea and the goal, here's another observation, right? I believe that if someone is given an example and they're shown how to do something, I believe anyone can do pretty much anything, right? And so this is what we're doing here is maybe not as much of the example, but we're giving uh, the explanations and the tools for others who may want to meditate. Because prayer and meditation, plus a little stretch and exercise, those
Right.
there's a healthy, happy life right there. If
And
you
these are
practice
just
those.
starting points, you know. You can take it anywhere, you know. And then that's what I also want to hear is other people's feedback. Like, okay, did you understand this? What was clear? What was not clear? You know, let's talk about everything, you know. So then I can even just like, is it me? Is it just me, or does it work?
I love that because truly, I feel I've learned a lot and I've picked up a lot of things that work for me, but I have no clue if what works for me would work for others. And I don't know what others have found, to be
Right.
honest. Hey, there was a question. I'm curious too. How did you find me? How did we get
Uh,
connected, Rick? Do you mind?
through Paul. I started watching Paul, and then you came up Paul's show, and then
Wonderful. Paul's a good dude too.
yeah.
Meditation.
And well, I just love the fact that you talk about consciousness and awareness, regardless. Like, hey, I'm just gonna talk about it. Who cares? Let it go. It's not about being right or wrong because what's right's already right. Let's see if we're in sync to with what it is already.
That's it. Thank you. My mind, there's a lot of things I'm processing in my head right there. Back to meditation.
Sure.
Meditation and the meditating on the body. One of the
Right.
practices I found, oh, I was saying regarding the limited minds, I would focus on my body and my breath. I'd focus on,
Right.
focus on your body and your breath, the feeling, the sensation.
Right.
Feel where your feet are touching the ground. Can you feel your body touching? Can you
Right.
feel your body feeling? Can you feel the temperatures? And if you give yourself a body scan, right, you're redirecting your focus
Right.
simply away from the world problems, away from the crap, and you're bringing it to you. And so the goal of meditation, my way of saying it, a meditative mind is a mind that is at peace, whether it's through focus, right? But it's your body's at peace, or whether it's through detachment and just stillness.
Everything's in sync and flowing smoothly. There's no friction.
That's it. Just allowing the thoughts to. Meditation is the practice of sitting and being and allowing thoughts. You're not controlling your thoughts as much, but allowing the thoughts to float
And just
through
simply watching those thoughts. Yes.
like
I
the
mean,
clouds passing by. That's how I've heard it described, and that makes sense.
right.
Another description I've heard is like if you look at your mind like uh, a pond or a lake, all this stuff gets stirred up in our head and it's all muddy. And
Right.
so through the practice of sitting, detaching from the monkey mind, allowing the
Right.
monkey mind to be, and then it'll settle.
Is it my original thought or is it something that someone told me and I'm repeating? Do I have experience in that thought? Where did it come from? Right. And
That,
re-examining
brother.
again and again and again. What's wrong with doing it again and again to get it right as much as possible? That's why it's a cycle. Each time we get better and better and we grow and grow. And that's the natural cycle of life. And meditation will show you that. It'll get you into the natural synchronicity of what's going on here.
That's absolutely it.
And there's endless topics we can talk about on meditation itself too, just to keep us because to me it's just so enjoyable. And I don't know, man. I've seen you grow a lot too within the last few months too. Like the way you're speaking, it's a lot more smoother. It's a lot more clearer. You don't allow the outside influences to get you that much anymore. And see, because you went through the cycle. Each cycle you go through, you learn more, and then the next time you learn more, and it's just a growing process.
I love that you said that because it is. And actually, this growing process, I felt a shift within me recently. And thank you for confirming, your feedback. I have been growing. I've been getting better. And I know that this is my path. My purpose is to get better and better and better. And that's the same as all of us. It's what the order of life naturally is. we were born into a world that has totally overcomplicated living. It's devilish design. And I'm convinced in angels and demons, there's energies and intelligence that's not just us that we deal with. But if I'm right, Rick, you're clearly on a path of how long have you been studying or learning about consciousness? And you didn't say much about what it is, but please,
All right.
what can I know?
Um, um, I've always been interested in the truth. I don't know, ever since I was a kid, just like to see everything. Um, but as far as meditation goes, I would say it's been about 25 years that almost every day I like, kind of like chess. I do a little bit of chess, I do a little
Wow.
meditation, a little bit of music. Um, and it started off with like the Deepak Chopra. That's what really got me into it. And then after Deepak Chopra's, it was the Sadhgurus and then the Oshos. And then after that, I just went on my own, because they gave me the instrument. Afterwards, you have to drop the instrument and do it yourself, completely by yourself. All they're doing is giving you the technique on how to do it. And then once you do it yourself, then you have to see it. But you have to be honest, like you said, about every single thing, because if you're not honest about it, it causes that friction. You don't want any kind of friction. And as far as like studying it, yeah. So then I just started listening every day. I just listen, and while I was listening, I'd be like doing like chess studies, like just studying old games. But in the background, this one would be going on, so they both be going on at the same time. And so I was always like, I had like my attention. It was always enjoyable, nonstop. There wasn't one part that was boring. And that's one thing I'd like to emphasize: that if it gets boring, just stop, take a break, and then come back to that part that you are at.
Dude, good for you, Rick. Good for you. It's so you said about 25 years, so around
Yeah, I
2000
don't like know the
possibly.
exactly when
Good
it's, yeah, but it's
generally.
been over 20 years, yeah. And then after a while, it's just like you stop counting. Like, all
So
right.
before that, was there a life before that? What
Oh
was
yeah.
that like?
Oh, straight turmoil. I mean, it was a whole
Turmoil,
bunch. It was
chaos.
good up and down, but a straight roller coaster ride of all kinds of things happening.
Totally changed once you turn to the path of consciousness and higher thought, perhaps, right?
Yeah, well, it was just the realization. Once the seed of understanding, once it's set in, there was no other way, because this is what you understand it to be. How can you work with it in another fashion? Right? This is the way it is. We have to work with what it is. If it's raining, you have to deal with the rain. If it's snowing,
Yes,
you have to deal with the snow.
Rick. Yes, there's so much depth to what you're saying. It's absolutely true. We've got to accept that which is, right? And there are rules and laws for being a human. And I'm not talking about the government laws or the municipalities. I'm talking about God's laws of love. I
Right.
like this polarity. Meditation is like praying, but not asking for anything. If prayer is communicating, offering ourselves to God, and meditation is it's opening, waiting.
It sets the atmosphere for praying, because your praying is authentic.
There.
Yeah. It's not just for asking for something. Hey, I want a Nintendo.
Brother, that's actually a beautiful tip for folks who, you know, there is power in prayer, in faith. Um, and I think that suggestion of go be still, get your mind still and meditate. So you come from a place of wholeness, a place of gratitude, and that's when you go into your prayers, perhaps for the most effect, I would assume.
And then
Interesting.
once you learn a meditation, you can do the meditation on any topic that you wish to learn, any
That
topic.
too. Here we've got another guest. I'm I think he could benefit from more meditation, to be honest. Welcome back, Cage. How are you, brother?
Welcome back. Thank you. How you guys doing?
Hey, Cage, how are you, brother?
Truly blessed.
So I need some life coaching advice here. How do you deal with fucking lying cunts? You know what I mean? Sorry for the word. How do you deal with fucking complete liars and shit that try playing a fucking game with you? How do you deal with them? You just cut them off? What do you do?
Allow them to
Deep.
be. Allow them to be and love them as you love you. Because you can love you.
Now I gotta love these people that are gonna manipulate and lie to your fucking face. Yeah, why would I do that?
Well, that's a
Don't
great
get it.
question. That is a great question. Why would you love those people that want to lie and manipulate?
Can I love them with a 9mm
Well,
bullet
loving them
behind their
doesn't
head,
mean
or
hugging them.
what can I
Loving
do?
them means telling them the truth and just staying in the truth.
Yeah, what do you mean love them and just accept that? Why the fuck did you accept it? Now you're gonna you're gonna set yourself up to be abused by
Cage,
fucking retards that they can get away with it? Come on now.
Cage,
All right, I'm just
I
wondering. I'm just speaking out loud. I'm wondering.
I know, and I really want you to receive the answer. I really do. The reason you'll want to love them, it's kind of selfish. It's so you feel better. It's so you sleep
I
well
don't
at.
have to feel better. Why the fuck would you even engage with them in the first place? You know, see you later. Go fucking live in your delusion, then. All right.
If
Fucking
you're gonna,
lying bastards. They're lucky. You don't slap the shit out of them in real life. Like, what do you mean?
well, Cage,
Okay. Tell me. I don't know. Explain it to me.
this is clearly you're dealing with something real and recent, and it has to do with betrayal, perhaps. Well, I am a great guy to ask that because I've been through a lot of that. And how do you love those people? You just do it.
Why
Now,
would
why?
you? I don't get
Well,
why. Again, I don't have the answer. Why would you do that? Well, I know you're going to
why?
love everybody. Da-da-da-da. Why give them the time of fucking day and put that emotion into it? Like, what the fuck?
Because you're created to love.
Okay, because I can grab a fucking gun and just shoot you in your fucking head. What about that?
You can do whatever you want, but the
Yeah, I know you
topic
can.
was,
I know. Apparently, that's what everyone thinks. You can do whatever the
have
fuck you
you,
want, right?
do you not, what is your view on forgiveness, Cage?
I have none.
That's where you're corrupted. And I bet that's not true. I bet you do have
I
forgiveness.
do, but no. But there's a certain line. If you cross that fucking line, you're done. It's over. That's it.
Well,
Is there something wrong with that?
Cage, you really don't actually have to create lines. You can really actually just allow God.
Oh yeah, the universe, God will fuck you either way. You gotta do shit. That's the funny part.
No,
No.
Cage,
No,
Cage,
okay.
get this, right? Actually, I really should pull up this playlist. I encourage.
I mean the EIV with you and Trump standing beside each other. It's just fucking
I
funny.
know. I know. Thank you. Thank you for getting it, Cage. But you know what?
I'd rather have you dealing with this shit either way.
I actually think this might be God's plans that Jack Talcott and Donald Trump have some conversations. I think that's what the plan is, but right now let's deal with what we've got.
Why are people so fake and full of fucking shit though? It's unbelievable.
Cage, here, even the audience knows. The viewers. I shouldn't say it like that. Trexty is pointing out beautifully. Why should you forgive? Because hating them feels awful. The anger is eating you up. It's not changing their behavior.
All right, so we'll pop on their fucking faces. What's the big deal about that? And yeah, I shouldn't be talking about it, but yeah, they get fucking strapped to a table and fucking tortured and shit, and your
Okay,
entire life will be completely ruined if you want to fucking act like that. What's wrong with that though? What the fuck? It's called justice.
actually, that's called a bunch of nonsense. So,
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? I guess I'll just
Cage,
I have a
please,
different of opinion on that one. Yeah.
Cage. I don't want. I really, really, especially because I've barked at you and I've been kind of rude to you. I really don't want to do that. All right, but Cage, you're gonna have to accept. Life is testing
I
you.
don't have to accept anything. Don't tell me what I have to accept.
You're right. You can stay confused and
I'm not
angry.
fucking confused, idiot. What are you talking about?
You're clearly confused and
Oh,
angry.
I'm clearly confused now. Okay.
Are you not
Well,
angry?
because no. It's not about anger. I'll do it for fucking fun with a smile on my face. What are you talking about?
So you're
Go back
vengeful.
to the
And
military, man. What are you talking about?
Cage, you see, here's what I'm seeing. You're not thinking your thoughts through. Okay? You're sitting here painting a narrative of revenge. You're not a
Not about fucking
vengeful person.
revenge. I ain't
Cage,
revenge.
you're
No,
not you are not a
no. I can
vengeful
move a certain way
person.
too, right?
You can do however you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really, really, Cage. If you recognize what's happening here and now, I'm trying to lead you. I'm trying to lead you into becoming a better man.
I got lead for you.
You seem resistant to becoming a better man.
No, I'm not. What if I don't have to participate in this fucking shit anymore? You know, if we want to fucking play, let's play the game. Don't lead me. I got lead for you. And lead. Oh, lead and lead. Lead. Same fucking
Who are
words.
who are
Just
you
pronounce it
talking
differently.
to? Who are you
In
who are you
general. In
who,
general.
who are you speaking to?
To the public in general.
Why are you not speaking with me?
All right, let's talk. My bad. You
Well,
want me
I've
to
been
direct it to you?
yeah,
You
well,
sure you want to
Cage,
fucking FaceTime?
I've been trying to have a conversation with you. I have been.
You asked me. You texted me out of nowhere telling me to fucking come and join today, apparently. So I'm here. Oh, no. Don't fucking shake your little head on me.
Cage,
All right.
Cage, you're confused again.
Oh, I'm confused now. Okay. No, I'm always confused. Is anyone confused besides everyone's confused except you, right?
Cage, why don't you
Yeah.
say what you said about the message? Why don't you say that again and then double check your facts
Okay. I'll triple
and
check
then
it.
see
Quadruple.
if you're not confused because I'm confident the evidence shows you're confused. I did not just text you and tell you to join me. As a
It's
matter of
2 in the
fact,
morning. You said you wanted to see me tomorrow to talk to me. What the fuck do you want? What do you want to talk about?
you are. Hey Rick, are you there, my friend? I know this isn't the topic of meditation and such, but
Yeah, I'm here.
I've been trying to figure. Cage is a good dude, but my opinion, my outside opinion, he's trapped in his head. I've tried connecting with him heart to heart.
As soon as I be a nice person, everybody fucking backstabs you and like lies to you and plays
Oh,
the game. It's
Cage.
always their fucking fault and blah blah blah
Okay,
blah blah. You're confused. You're stuck in your head. But enough,
hold on, please,
enough.
please
I want to
take a
fucking
breath.
hear. I'm done with it.
I
Why
know,
am I here? I don't know. What the fuck is the point of this shit? I don't even get it.
Cage.
Yeah.
I do. Please take a breath, okay?
Oh, I'm
You
breathing in. I meditate. I meditate all the time, man. Yeah.
please take a breath and relax here and now. Allow yourself, give yourself permission to be open,
All right, I'm
free.
good. I'm sorry. All right.
Well, don't be sorry. You're doing just fine, right? You're there's a lot going on in you. I hear it. Okay? And I'm here to help. That's actually why you're here, Cage. You're
I need
here
some
to
life
figure
coaching, man. How do you deal with fucking fake cunts? You know what I mean? You know what it makes you want to do? It makes you want to do something fucking violent, for real. And fuck them beyond belief. How do I not do that?
change your attitude. Simple as
I'm not
that.
changing anything. How do I not do that? Well, just accept it and go along with it? So it continues and if you just ignore it and leave it alone, they're going to go do it to some other fucking asshole. And
Cage,
yeah, they're going to
chill
continue
out.
this stupid fucking shitty
Cage,
behavior to somebody else. All right.
Cage,
Well,
What?
Cage, what do you like naturally enjoying to do?
I love growing.
Like
I'm a
in life?
grower. I grow. I'm in agriculture. I grow plants and stuff. That's
Oh,
something
well,
I'm
why don't
really
you
really
put
good
your
at.
focus and attention on
I
that
love
then?
looking into knowledge and looking into the esoteric stuff, the hidden knowledge stuff, and growing
Awesome.
plants. Those are the two things I love doing. I
Yeah,
love
well, put your attention
I
and your
love being someone
energy.
there that was never there for me.
Well, put your energy and
Um,
attention into that, into what you like.
because people care, they constantly fuck with you and like what they want to
Oh
react to
yeah,
that.
but that happens to everybody. You think you're the only
All right,
one?
so what the fuck do they want? You want me to dust off my fucking 9mm parabellum and start popping everybody up? Like what the
Hey,
fuck?
Cage,
That'd be
Cage,
fun. You
Cage,
want
That
right,
is
to?
funny.
You know, my uncle was the fucking president of the.
Cage, right here and now. No, we don't want you to go get that and go do that and blah, 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 blah. No, we don't want that, Cage. What I want you to do now
You
is
know, I'm connected, dude.
chill out, and shut your mouth. I asked you, can you be open? Okay? Chill out.
But people don't know what they're playing with. They're fucking around with the wrong
Cage,
people.
you
All
don't
right.
know what you're doing because you don't
Maybe I
shut
don't.
up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Right.
gonna mute. I'm gonna mute now. You don't have to put me backstage. I'll mute and I'll listen. Okay.
Well, this again, Cage, this is, read these words. Read the comment, please.
Sure, I can read the comment for you. Letting go of the
Please.
rage and vengeance is not the same as accepting abuse. You can have boundaries and understand bullshit without losing yourself in rage. Okay, yeah, great comment. Thank you.
Well,
Sure, Steve.
can you understand that?
Yeah, I can. I'm not a fucking retard. I just read it for you.
What that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is what would it mean for you if you let go of the rage and vengeance?
I'm not even that angry. I'm just fucking speaking my mind for once in my life. Yeah, I'm not
You're
pretending
minimizing
anymore. Okay.
you're minimizing your
All right.
disgusting
Maybe
words.
I don't know. Maybe I need some fucking anger management or something. What do I do?
You
I'm
need
fucking pissed off. Like, this is why I'm in martial
right,
arts. I gotta beat the fuck out of
okay,
people that sign up for it. All right.
okay. Here's that your behavior right now is why I sent you a text offering you a chance for you and I to talk, preferably offline.
Yeah, let's talk. Call me whenever you want, man. There you go.
I don't want to talk to you. I'm offering you my support because you're
I appreciate it. I
clearly
thank you for that. Thank you, bro. Yeah. I'm offering you my support too. I'm always there for you. Whatever you need.
you're useless to me in your current state of
See?
mind.
You're useless to me then
Cage,
too. All right.
Cage. You're testing my patience, and that's the wrong thing you should be doing. Because I'm really, really trying to help you, dude. And maybe you're not used to that. That's probably the case. I mean, I know enough of your story, but Cage, the deal is this anger and vengeance you're describing, your words, what you said is totally inappropriate. You know it. But we live in a world and we're participating in an
Have I
experience
not
where
been kind to you, Talcott?
you have. I'm talking about what you were describing you could do
Yeah,
with
I know.
others.
Maybe I'm just speaking my mind sometimes.
It
That's it.
is
I'm a
disgusting.
fucking human
And
being too, you know?
yes,
That's it.
so Cage, they are too. So here, you just revealed it. You're feeling like you're being treated as unhumane, inhumane.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
fucking
you're
abusive. It's
willing,
fucked up. And like they think they can get away with this shit. I'll fucking pop you in your fucking stupid little head.
where is
And
your
that's the shit.
responsibility, Cage?
All right. My
Where is
responsibility is
it?
to do good for people that deserve it. Maybe I should stop putting my energy, time, and attention into people that don't deserve it. That
Who
all they
told
do is
you,
they'll abuse the fuck out of you. Buddy,
Cage?
you've been on the internet and you've seen it. Look how people treat
You know
you.
what? Tell you what,
All right.
I'm losing my patience. Cage, you've got my phone number. You're welcome to call me. I'll talk to you when it's a different setting. This is kind of a waste of time, I feel. Um, Blessings. Blessings to you, Rose, and everybody. I'm not going to give up on Cage, and I'm sure we'll have more. But hey, this question, Rick, we can discuss this generically, right? Because the question is one that we will all face. How do you deal with someone who's betrayed you? You want revenge. You know they are in the wrong. You can't just let them get away with it. What do you do, Rick?
No. First of all, well, we have to sit with it and see what is it. I don't know. Depends on. I mean, it's such a broad. If you can get to something specific, then I can focus in on something. But
Actually,
I mean,
you
you have to learn how to channel your energy first of all. So if you get angry, you got to figure out ways to release it without causing harm to anybody else or anything. So find different methods of breathing, working out, go for a walk, get into a calm state of mind. Whatever's happened, happened, but you still have to be relaxed in order to function properly, right? So you have to, I guess, rest in the aftermath of whatever the storm was, and then look at all the pieces. Give me a second, man.
Oops. Yeah, what he said is actually perfect. For those, I'll just share what I heard. His first answer was spot on. What do you do when you're in the midst of this and fresh? The pain is fresh, right? The wound is fresh. What do you do with it? You sit with it. You accept it, and then you be still with it. Be unmoved. It's temporary. Life is temporary. You can be unmoved in the moments of pain, especially if it's emotional pain. Because if you really get down to it, this emotional pain is self punishment, it's self sabotage. The time we're spending on problems, discussing problems, it's not time we're spending discussing solutions, discussing encouragement, growing, learning. I don't know. I don't want to dismiss our conversations. The dealing with anger and betrayal, this stuff, it really requires you to be strong enough to accept. And this power of acceptance, to me, that's a part of the divine feminine. The divine feminine aspects have been kind of overlooked and misunderstood in the modern world. But the power of acceptance. Life is unfair. People are unfair. Cage. What I was trying to get across to you is you're being tested. What is your character going to reflect?
And you have to work within the context of your situation, right? So everybody's situation is different. So this is just like so broad, because it depends on where you're at. If you're like, traumatized at 10 years old, you have to find a different path. If this happened as a teenager, it's a different thing. If it's like when you're 25, then it's totally different also because you have different understandings at different points of your life. You understand?
Well, yes and no. I mean, the underlying solution in all of our past traumas comes down to acceptance, uh, reconciling the facts, reconciling the disagreements, what we were resistant to.
The formula would be the same, yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But you're right. The language and the way to heal the inner being. All of us can be hurt. All of us can be traumatized. Become emotionally scarred at any point of our life, right? I mean, that's kind of the idea of PTSD from the veterans. People are fine until they experience something horrible, and then they're not the same. we live in a world that has profited and rewarded immorality. We were born into a world that's corrupted and confused. Mankind is not supposed to be divided. We're here to, well, Rick, the bigger picture, why meditation is so important. Meditation can, if you haven't practiced and you don't ever know it, meditation can transform your life. Meditation and prayer, that self-care, that self-love will make you a better person. And that's what the new kingdom is about. The prophecies from the Bible, I'm pretty confident it's getting fulfilled through us. The new kingdom will be filled with men and women who live with love, right? They're at peace. Their minds are not distracted with schedules and, debts and all these conflicts and wars and all the drama. Back to what Rick was saying earlier. Interrogate your thoughts. Capture your thoughts. Spend time. This is the practice of meditation too. Spend time in your thoughts to see, is this my thought or is this what the world taught me to believe?
That's your foundation. Yeah. That's the foundation of your life, where it comes from. Where is it coming from? Is it authentic on your own, or is it from somebody else that you've just been repeating and growing on its own, disguising itself as the reality, but it's not?
Right. I have a feeling the idea of revenge, I don't know. Is revenge a conditioned idea? Would humans naturally want to seek to harm and damage something?
But we
I
all
don't.
feel it, right? I think we
We
all
do.
feel it. Yeah. If I slapped
All
you, you
right.
want to slap me right away, get that revenge, right?
All right. So yes, and it makes sense. It is the beast within us. And we're
Right.
here to tame the beast within us, the Antichrist, so that the Christed spirit can live through us. Hey, I see and I think. Welcome back, Nicholas.
Yeah, that's
How
my
you
name.
doing? All right.
All right, so my issue with this, like, I didn't hear for a minute. So what, we just accept and go along with all this stuff? So what, it keeps going spiraling downwards into fucking insanity?
Wait.
I don't get it. All
Okay,
right.
please. I don't get why you are so confident that if it goes unchecked, that it's going to continue and spiral and lead to
In my
insanity.
experience, that's what happens.
Okay, that may
Hey,
be true, Nicholas.
Jack, excuse
And
me, I
it
gotta run, but I'll still be in the chat watching.
much
Appreciate the
love and
time, Jack.
respect, Rick.
Oh,
Really
Much love,
appreciate it.
Rick, man. It's Nick. We
had a
got
good
Rick
time,
and
man.
Nick. Much love, brother.
Much love,
Yeah.
Case.
Cheers, bro.
I appreciate that, Rick. And please feel free to connect with me offline as well if you want. We can maybe put together, collaborate some ideas and a game plan together for something more in the future. I love what you brought, my friend. Thank you. Okay. So Nicholas, I'm going to drop him back. So doggone it, I apologize. I lost where we were for just a moment.
That's okay. I'm listening, man. That's my name. That's my actual name, right?
I know. And you know what? To me, when you returned with your actual name, I took that as a positive sign. It's authentic. And you are authentic. You're authentically wounded right now. But back to the question, right? Based on your past, you've witnessed the pattern that if I don't do something to end this, then these people will continue and it's going to turn out poorly for me. Is that pretty close to accurate?
In a way, but it's not about me. It's about them because I know what the fuck's gonna happen eventually to them. It's not gonna be fucking nice. They're gonna start crying in the corner. You know what I mean? I don't want to see this shit happen. I've seen it happen way too many times. Most of the people I know, they never even made it to 30 years old. They all got packed. Yeah.
Okay. Well, some of the things you were saying, though, didn't sound like you're concerned for them. It sound more like you're concerned of
I
what
don't
it
give a
looks
fuck
like.
about
Maybe.
me. Get rid of me. I don't give a fuck.
Then why were you talking about getting the 9 mil? And I realize this was just talk, but why? Why?
I don't know, man. Why? Because these people, like, it's cruel fucking individuals, and they think they can get away with their fucking nonsense. And eventually, somehow, they always end up fucking figuring out what the, it always comes back. And I don't want to see it anymore. I've seen way too much shit like that over my goddamn life, unfortunately. Yeah.
There's a number of thoughts that have come up with this, Cage, to be honest. You're being tested. Okay? Part of life brings us tests. And yeah, these tests suck. And I want you to be strong enough to be wrong, though. I want you to be strong enough to realize that you do not need to put an end to them or to what happens. I want you to realize that you can let it go.
I know I can, but the thing is, Talcott, it's like, okay, like I don't, like they want to win, right? And they're sick, and I feel like if I just gave up and just left, they're gonna think they won, and they're gonna go do it to some other fucking poor innocent person for no reason, and they're gonna continue the shit, and I can't stand for it. I'm not
I
gonna
know.
accept these
But you
things.
can.
No,
You
I could if I
can.
wanted to, but I don't want to.
Yes. Right. Right. So because you don't want to, you're going to justify your own anger. And that is childish. Okay?
How is it? I'm accountable for myself, and I do the best I can for the people around me. And accepting something, I think, is childish, right? Just allowing it to happen. I think that's very childish because that's like self-centered. In my
No.
mind, this is how I look at it. It's like I'm not
You're,
allowing that shit. You do that shit in my vicinity, not on my goddamn
Gage,
watch. We're gonna see what the fuck
Gage,
happens later. All right. Yeah.
you're trying to play God.
No, I'm not.
Cage, Nicholas, you're not trying to play God when you're saying you can't allow them to do this and you've got to control. You're playing God, dude. And that's what I'm here to encourage you. Don't do that. Don't second guess God. Don't be bitter at
No,
God.
there's something beyond that. But God gives us a way to, react and act and be there. So maybe I'm not playing God. First of all, I'm not playing anything. I'm not an actor.
You're
Number two,
lying now.
I'm not playing anything, man.
How do you say you're not playing God?
Why? Because that it's out of my hands at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I have a choice, right?
Nicholas.
God gives us free will and a way to,
Yes.
and a way
See,
to
hold on.
make a
Hold
decision.
on.
All right.
I need you to pause and take a breath.
All right, I'm pausing. I'm gonna fucking mute.
Okay. Your confusion is coming through again. You're bouncing the topic, right? You're not paying attention to what we're talking about. When I pointed out, I don't remember your exact words, but they're words you said. You said something about I can't allow them to. I have to make sure they. So, and then when I'm trying to confront you on that, you're playing God. When I'm trying to confront you on that, then you remind yourself, oh, I can only control me. Yes, you've got to control you.
Yeah, so I have a decision. I can make that decision, and that's what quote God gave people free will, right? And
Right. And
so
so why
my
are
decision is
you,
not to accept it.
you don't get, okay, you're right. You don't
What do
have
you mean
to
I don't get to?
accept,
What are you talking about?
you're right. You don't have to accept what life showed. You can be a bitter bitch and complain and
I'm not
tell yourself,
complaining. I'm gonna go do something for real. What are you talking about? I do it every day.
okay. Tell you what, why don't you return when you want to hear what I have to say?
I'd like to hear what you have to say now. I'll mute. Okay, Talcott. And you know what? I love the perspective, hearing a different perspective. Okay, thank
Well,
you. Thank you for trying to help me out, man. Either way. Yeah, I do appreciate that. So I'm gonna mute and I'm gonna listen. I won't interrupt. I'm sorry about that. Because it is your panel, it's your thing. And
well,
yeah, I'd like to hear.
the thing is, Cage, is I have been trying to help you. And everything I've offered, you've distracted, deflected, you've ignored. And so my efforts, it's like, I mean, this is what, and then no offense to you, Nicholas, but this is Jack Talcott's story on my channel. This is what I deal with regularly. I try to communicate with people, but you can't force someone to listen. You can't force anyone to care. And if someone doesn't care to hear what you're saying, they will not. And Nicholas, you care about your opinion. That's what you've been showing me. You care about your opinion and your belief. And that opinion and belief of what you've been talking
I
about.
care about you. I care about everybody who may or may not be around. I care about fucking humanity in general. Yeah,
I know you do.
I
You know
know.
what? Here, you know what, brother? I'm going to, where is that? I'm going to pull up and share the link to part 5. Part 5 is, I believe, going to be very helpful for you.
So let's look into it. We'll discuss it. We'll break it down. We're gonna have a
What's that?
conversation about it. Yeah, why not? That could be something different, right?
Um, I could play. I just don't remember. I don't want to play the whole 40 minutes.
But we could pause it. We could talk about it. We don't have to do
He's
the whole thing, right? Like, why not? That's something different. We'll break it down. We'll talk about it. Why
all
not?
right. You know what? I'm going to, Cage. This isn't what I normally do, but why not?
Yeah, why
Who
not?
does-
Right? We could just pause the fucking video. We don't have to play all 40 minutes of it. But if and then we could like pause it and like break it down and have a different opinion on it and learn something together, build, do something beneficial, one
Yep.
foot in front of the other. Yeah, why
Right.
not?
Yeah. Why not? I have been talking about this, and so regarding who this is, Andy Stanley. I came across a book of his, and I don't remember where I found the book. Uh, his book, Irresistible, I believe is what it's called. And it's a breakdown of Jesus and how Jesus brought the new. Um, the man, in my opinion, is an excellent communicator. He's an author, a Christian pastor, and the link to this or this video series is Investigating Jesus.
And this is part number 5, you said, right?
Yes, this is part 5, and this is one I felt could be helpful for you. Let's just get it started.
Does not look good on anyone. This is a basically a wardrobe option that everyone should avoid. Okay, self-righteous doesn't look good on anyone. If you know somebody who wears this, I mean, you just kind of feel it as they walk in the room. It's like that just doesn't look good on you. This doesn't look good on anyone. And because I have too much experience with this, as I'll share in just a minute, I understand, unfortunately,
Jack,
that as
is
it
this
turns
sped
out,
up
the
or
people who
something?
are self-righteous
Real quick.
are
Is it sped up?
rarely self-aware. Okay.
Yes,
Can we
sorry.
put it back normal speed so I can we can hear it?
Yes, I just realized that was
Uh,
I'm gonna start this over. Because this, as soon as it started, Cage, this is why I feel it's helpful. Okay, because those feelings you feel you've been wronged, those feelings of being wronged, it's really easy to get a little self-righteous. Okay, and that's what I see is probably happening with you. So let's see what let's get this started and see what we think.
Okay, so here's
there we
something
go.
that does
I can
not
hear
look
you.
good on anyone. This is a basically a wardrobe option that everyone should avoid. Okay, self-righteous. Self-righteous. Doesn't look good on anyone. If you know somebody who wears this, I mean, you just kind of feel it as they walk in the room. It's like, that just doesn't look good on you. This doesn't look good on anyone. And because I have too much experience with this, as I'll share in just a minute, I understand, unfortunately, that as it turns out, the people who are self-righteous are rarely self-aware, okay? They don't know that when they walk in the room, when they start talking, everybody kind of feels pushed back and a little bit condemned. They don't know that they're wearing it, okay? They're wearing it, and everybody knows they're wearing it, but they don't know they're wearing it. Now, when you hear that.
So I think that may apply to many of us on these panels, coming in a little self-righteous, placing ourselves up higher than everybody else. And a lot of times when we do that, it's a lack of self-awareness. We don't realize we're talking down to people. We don't realize we're over talking, or every one of us has our blind spots. But this idea of wearing your righteousness, becoming self-righteous, not the best practice.
Phrase self-righteous, and everybody knows they're wearing it, but they don't know they're wearing it. Now, when you hear the phrase self-righteous, we immediately think in religious terms, but being self-righteous can interface with being self-righteous religiously, but self-righteous incorporates a whole lot of things. So here's what happens when a person is self-righteous. It happens when our rightness about something in particular, a view or the way we see the world, when our attitude, our perspective, when our rightness is so internalized that it becomes part of our identity. And when any view you hold so close that it becomes part of your identity, you immediately, without meaning to, when you meet people who don't see the world the way that you do, or don't view that, whatever it is, the way that you do, or don't hold your view, you immediately internalize it on them as well. So you're not just right. We're not just right about the view. We are actually righteous. Like there's something righter about me, not righter about my view.
Yeah, and this is when we bring our view into our identity, or when our identity is this view, all these labels, right? Christian is an example. People get in their head that I am a Christian, and therefore I meet this definition of what it means to be a Christian. And if you're not like me, then you're not right. So we don't want the. Go ahead.
You got a donation in the chat, Jack.
Oh, hey, blessings. Welcome back, and thank you, Cage. Sincerely appreciate that.
A little something, a little coffee for you.
Hey, much love. Everything is appreciated for sure.
It's not much, man. If I had more, I'd give you everything. But
I know.
Charles says something. He's like, "Oh, Cage knows. Jack cares, and Jack knows Cage cares," kind of thing. So, yeah, man, just keep it up. Not a bad dude, and yeah, I want to see you and Dominic get back together. You and the father. And I had a problem before my dad. I never talked to him for fucking over like 10 years of shit. But then, I was in the hospital and he showed up in the hospital. And it made me open back up and talk to him again. And he changed a lot. And yeah, we're good now. Fucking awesome. We talk every day. And that's definitely possible, you know what I mean? That's probably the main thing. Fuck the money. Fucking money. People, money. Fucking annoying. Whatever. What's that? Hey, how much money do you need, bro? How much money you need? You want to stay that 300 one? It wouldn't be difficult to do if you really needed it. If you actually need it, yeah. But why the fuck would I do that? Because YouTube will take 30% of it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not sure what to offer. Where we take the conversation? Back to Andy Stanley, to my son, to the money? What?
None of it. Yeah, it's very interesting. And it's funny because the guy wrote he wrote it differently both times on there, right? If you look at, if you go back, you know, he changed the text. If you go back to it,
Right. Yeah, he did self-aware to
yeah, aware, and he spelled it
where.
differently though on purpose, right? 2 times.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty, I do pay attention here, so.
Mm-hmm.
So
And were you getting what he was saying about how to identify the self-righteous? Maybe he's starting to get into this a little bit more. I think that's where we were.
Like there's something righter about me, not righter about my view. There's something righter about me than there is right about you. And when that happens, we don't make a decision, it just happens. We automatically begin to dismiss, look down on, and disdain the unright, the people that we associate with the other view. And again, it's not out here in a world where we can talk about it. They are wrong because we are right. We don't just hold the right view. We are right. We are.
And that, Cage, kind of sounds like what you were bringing today is you are right and they are wrong.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you know, people, they have their own experiences. What I'm trying to say, Mr. Talcott, is I will not accept certain things. And why should I? And why should anybody? You know what I mean? Like, you got to know who you are and what you're doing and what's wrong with that at all. Like, you know, like, what the fuck? I'm not
You're
going to
not,
allow that. All right. And then
Nicholas.
maybe I'll just walk away. Go let them do their own thing then. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got to be there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not thinking your thoughts through and you're talking yourself in circles. Do you want some help here?
Sure.
This isn't the first time you've said it, but you said that you can't accept. What is it you can't accept? Can I have some details? What are we talking
Oh,
about?
what I mean is people being disingenuous and fucking around with you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to accept that. At that point, you're accepting abuse, and you're going to let them get away with it. And it's gonna be a secular thing, whatever, secular thing.
Who told you?
It's just
Wait,
okay.
no, dude, you're future
Yeah.
tripping and you're telling yourself stories.
Okay. Well, have you ever experienced it? I don't know. Maybe you live in different backgrounds.
Yeah, no, I used to future trip. I used to tell myself stories. I'm encouraging you. Knock that shit off. Okay?
Well, there's been really good stuff happening lately around me. No way.
Then why are you focused on the negative?
I'm not focused on it, but I do
You're
identify
not
it.
focused. See, this is what I mean. Everything I try and say, you disagree with.
I'm not
What
disagreeing
in
with
the
you,
hell?
Talcott. That is a great way to look at it, right? But like the old saying, right? The future repeats itself unless identified. So, sorry, not the past repeats itself. History repeats itself. So if you don't identify it, it's a fucking it's a Ouroboros. Sorry, it's gonna keep going over and over and over again. And you know, I'm done with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you know, what's wrong with having a boundary and saying no, not happening around me? What's wrong with that?
Why are you asking me?
Because I'm trying to fucking get advice from an older man that's been through experiences, right? I'm a young man.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That's why I'm asking you.
What? Okay, specifically, what answer do you want from me? What do you think I can help you with?
I don't know that. I want to hear your experiences and saying like if you allow things to keep going and going and going and going and going, does it not continue?
I guess so, because that's exactly what you're doing, Nicholas. You're not paying attention to me and what I'm saying. You keep looping, going and going and going, doing the same old thing. And so if I use your logic, I can expect you to keep getting worse and worse and worse unless I nip it in the butt. So do I need to kick your ass out of here?
That's not very mature, Talcott.
Do I
I'm
need to
trying to
kick your
learn.
ass out of here,
No,
or
you
are you
don't.
going to change?
Okay, I can change. Obviously, the only constant is change in life, right?
I feel I've wasted more than enough time with you today, Nicholas. I've tried discussing your situation, your feelings, your opinions. Everything I've offered has been ignored and disagreed with. I tried bringing in a different reference, right? Tried bringing in a different topic to discuss self-righteousness and your patterns of it. So far, you haven't wanted anything I've offered today, Nicholas. So what do I do with you now?
You can continue the video and look deeper into it because it is interesting. I do appreciate your time, and I thank you for that.
I'm curious. Any feedback from the viewers? Does anyone interested in more of this? I mean, I certainly do encourage people to check him out and maybe even the whole series for yourself. I'm a fan of his work. Like I said, I was reminded of him the other day, and I've been going through his stuff. This series of Investigating Jesus is from like 3 years ago. So do you folks want to hear more of this? Or, I mean,
You can put a poll up if you want, or you could you can simply say put a 1 in the chat if you want that, or put a 2 in the chat if you want me gone, or put a 3 in the chat if you want us to discuss life in general. I don't know. You can put a whole fucking poll up if you want. I mean, that's what people do, right? Not
yeah,
difficult. Yeah, put a poll up. Put 3 options for them and see what the fuck they want to do. I'm not
yeah,
saying what to do, but it's an option. Right? That's possible. So
yeah, lots of things are possible.
everything
I
is
can,
possible.
yeah. See, your suggestions, once again, though, you just quick to tell me what to do.
I'm not telling
Not
you what
really
to do,
thinking
man.
about, not really thinking about the value or, what I might want. And I offered an input, an opportunity for the viewers to help guide us, but I'm not feeling guided to do a
That's awesome.
poll.
Look at the comments. You told me put a 4 in there instead of the 3. You added one, put a 4. Good for you. You're saying he feels better now, or she, or whoever it is there. There you go. Why not?
Oops.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know who Charles Stanley is. Interestingly, in a recent video I saw of him, it actually might be this one where he mentions his father's name as though it's of importance. So I'm curious. I suppose I could look it up too, but it might be.
We got a
It might
question,
be.
Jack. It's about you, right? How was your day today, Jack? Yeah. See that? Perfect timing. How
My
you
day.
doing, buddy? I love you, Jack. Come on now. The fuck? I went on my way a couple times, a few times to try fucking, building and doing something. And that's true. I actually care about you. So I care about everybody, not just you. That's special. But you are. But you know what I mean? I care about people. So how's your day
Why are
been?
you talking?
Because we're in a conversation, it's you and I here. What do you mean? Why am I?
You know what? I've dropped the link a couple of times, folks. I encourage you check out Andy Stanley. The discussion is about should you. He presents a wonderful case of investigating Jesus. present some what if, you know, if you can believe that the writings of Luke, Mark, John, whatever, are all, if you can believe in any of those, then you might want to consider, right? Consider the words. And if you believe in Jesus, well, don't just be like an admirer. Don't just be like a fanboy. Be a follower. That's, you know what? I'm going to swing this conversation back around this way. Well, and just when I thought I was going to get my flow, welcome back, Landry.
Hey, what's up?
What are you bringing today?
So I don't know, man. I guess it just seems like a lot of energy can come out and about. And what are you seeking? I guess lately, right? I know that your big goals and all that, but do you have any sort of new mini missions like with any people and DDC? And this is a genuine question. I'm kind of off the cuff, just sort of figuring out where to take this in a way that's not, outlandish.
Well, you're going the wrong direction.
Okay, tell me which direction to go.
I encourage you to go back and maybe check out a few of my monologues, especially maybe the first ones, more recent ones. The topic today, the live stream today, whose life are you living? Right before young Landry returned, I was getting ready to get into a flow, I felt, so I'm going to bring us back into that direction. Regarding especially for those who call themselves Christians, right? That's who I want to speak to. If you believe in Jesus, what does that mean? Well, and if you don't believe in Jesus, what does that mean? I'd encourage you, and what that series by Andy Stanley presents is, if you can accept that Jesus was a man and Jesus existed and that these things were true about him, then it seems to be pretty important. And I mean, if you just take the Sermon on the Mount, you just take the messages from that and really bring them into your heart, you understand the Holy Spirit is true. The Holy Spirit is real. And so if you're going to believe in Jesus, don't treat it just like it's a fan, like you go into a concert and everyone thinks it's the way the politics is run. People treat these leaders, these people in positions of influence, like they're stars. And they're expected to do everything on their own, right? A lot of critics. There's a lot of people who are critics on pretty much anything. It seems like that's what the world has created. The society has created a bunch of critics, a bunch of judges, a bunch of complainers. But we're here to be the witnesses. We're here to be the instruments of creation. You are the tool for your life, your body, this vessel, right? This meat suit that we've got. It is a biological technology that is so divinely created. It's made to last you a lifetime, and it will, especially if you take care of it, right? But your body is not just the physical body. And if you pay attention to the media, it's hard to know, what do I eat? What do I drink? What do I not eat? What do I not drink? Everything is toxic. Everything is chemical. It's all plastics. It's all polluted. And it is. It really is. So part of the conversation with our young friend Cage earlier, he had some resistance. He didn't want to accept what life has been showing him. Life is unfair. Yeah, it is. So what? This is the life we've been given. Okay. So bringing it back to Jesus, if you believe in someone, if you believe in Jesus, follow him. That was his words to those around him. Follow me. I'm suggesting join me, Jack Talcott. Join me as we follow him. And as we follow him and his ways? Because that's really before the name Christian and the churches and all the religions were found. There was small groups that found and learned of Jesus, and they saw the miraculous results that came from tuning in to the Holy Spirit, that came from prayer and faith and devotion. And they were followers of the way, because that's what Jesus was. He was a leader of the way. Now, whose life are you living? I touched on this earlier. We, in this life, through our life, in all these different relationships we have, whether it's work or social or family, we lead and we follow at different times. A true leader chooses who they follow, and as they follow, the goal is to make it easier for the leader, right? You accomplish the mission, you do your task so that the one organizing it is taken care of. And then the leader's job is there to direct the energy, the resources, to make sure all of the other followers, make sure all the other pieces make their life easier. We're here when we unite together and we're cohesive on the intention and the activity, when we align with each other, miracles happen. It's how God designed us. God designed us to follow the way of Jesus, because the way of Jesus will bring heaven to the world. The way of Jesus will bring heaven to the world. So do you admire Jesus or do you follow Jesus? Myself, I am committed to following his way. And I was thinking about it earlier, because the reality is, someone asked earlier, Jack, how was your day? How's your day today? Well, my common answer is I'm blessed. I realized I am blessed. There's plenty of evidence to demonstrate how blessed I am, how blessed I have been. I have been guided and protected my whole life by powers unseen to me, powers unknown to me, but I recognize what I didn't see. I recognized how blessed I've been. However, even still, Jack Talcott is waiting for a miracle. Because why not? God's testing me. Maybe I'm testing God. Who knows? I mean, I am a perfect opportunity. Is God going to allow blessings for a man like me, or am I going to continue to struggle and, see the end of my finances? Am I going to end up on the streets, or is God going to allow a man like me to reunite with his family, to receive attention and support from the community? Because the idea is, I would love to bring more attention and more support into the lives and operations of the American government. I believe we can do this. I'm speaking to the Americans now, and especially those who call themselves Christians. Join with me as an American, as a Christian. I believe it is time for us. Rise together, right? We bring a body of men and women, true, godly people together, and we have some adult conversations with the White House and the men and women of Congress. I feel I'm prepared for it. And I know if we get a couple more people with me, like me, I know we'll come up with the right words, the right strategy. Everything will come together. It's just a matter of faith. If you follow Jesus, you will grow your faith. If you grow your faith, you'll be like Jesus. Would you not? See, that was my downfall. My whole life, I went through the motions. I tried to be a good person, tried to be kind and forgiving, and I was. I got taken advantage of, and I got betrayed over and over and over. And then I got a little calloused. I got a little wounded and jaded, and then I protected myself with these boundaries, right? Keep people away from me so I don't get hurt and they don't get hurt. And the best way to keep people away from you is to see everyone as an enemy, as a competitor, someone you can't trust. Why could you trust someone? Why should you trust someone? All they do is let you down. All they do is hurt you. Safer off on your own. Yeah, that's the guy I was. And yet I wanted to be like Jesus. I didn't understand faith. I didn't understand compassion. I did, but I didn't feel it. Just the path I was on. And it took me a while in my life to accept my life for what it is, especially what it had become. When I lost the job as a postal guy and the role of dad and the role of friend, and the neighbors even stopped coming around. So I knew there was something going on. But this topic today, whose life are you living? I live for God. God alone. For God alone is who is with me. That's what the world has shown me. So, and it's not a sad way. I'm just actually celebrating, because if I'm right, then the long-standing confusion and the temporary inconveniences of the past, it's all going to pay off. It's all going to pay off in this world we are headed to. The new world of the future, the world I envision, it's filled with followers of Christ. Men and women who live to glorify his name, his ways. They live in his ways. We reclaim this world in the ways of Jesus. We fulfill the prophecy. We prove that his spirit is the winner, right? Seems like the perfect story that God is telling. All it requires is a love for the truth, and anybody can know. Anyone can know anything, and I believe that anyone can do anything, especially if given the right steps, right? Give someone an example, show them how it's done, you give them the right explanations, all the support. Anyone can do anything, and that includes forgiving. Anyone can forgive. It's part of the practice of growing up. If you don't forgive, then you stay small, you stay burdened, you stay hurt. If you don't forgive, you stay miserable. To find freedom and love in your life, you want to know God. And if you can't find the power or the will to forgive, then it's time to go to God, right? Because there's a power greater than you that will make your life a lot better. If you go to God, you can know. I realize I'm kind of bouncing around on a few ideas here, and I hope it's coming through. I thank all of you for trying to make sense of it. Following Jesus. Simply means becoming an honest, authentic version of who you were made to be. The world wants us to live small. The world profits from our confusion, from our distraction, from our entertainment. As long as we're arguing and wasting time complaining, we're not accomplishing anything. The devil wins that way. I want God to win. I want the truth to win. I want love to win in the end. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm feeling a little bit off, and I'm not sure why. I think today is complete. Where I was going with that, sincerely, join me as I follow him, following the way of Jesus, loving without fear, living without fear, loving God above all for everything, every breath, every taste, every feeling, loving God for that, And the way you show your love for God is by loving God's creation. You are that. You must find a way. If you want to feel good about you and you want to be good in the eyes of God, you've got to find a way to fall in love with you. And that version of you fall in love with is the one who loves everyone and everything, because love is all that matters. If you join me and you follow the way of Jesus, we have the chance to change the world. It's called today. I'm planting the seeds of thought, and maybe tomorrow we'll make some more progress. I hope so, but I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you again to everyone who tuned in, who joined, whether it's live or later, and I encourage you, I invite you, join me. Share this, right? We are the new kingdom that's coming forward. And God has allowed me to learn what I've learned. God has allowed you to learn what you've learned for a reason. There's greater tomorrows coming. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless us all. Peace.